I mean, I like my job. You know, I started the firm's work comp department, and so I've watched it grow. You know, from 3 files to close to 1,000 files now a year. I mean, just this past week, I mean, I called a gentleman up and was explaining his decision and let him know that we'd gotten a letter and that he was going to be getting $41,000 and back due Social Security benefits. And I mean, he literally started crying on the phone because that was going to open up a whole bunch of doors for him as far as and nothing monumental. Well, I mean, monumental for him, but nothing that was that extraordinary other than it was going to get him a place to live. He'd been living with family for so long, and now he was going to be able to finally establish have money in the bank to be able to go ahead and make a first and a last and security deposits and get a place to live. It just, he wasn't going to be worried about, where was he going to get food, and so forth. So, I mean, just those things, I mean, that's what kind of, makes it all worthwhile, being able to see somebody's life transformed by, what you were able to do for them. With regards to Social Security, they're frustrated by the delays. I mean, it's taking 2.5 years for them to get benefits, and they feel that, hey, I've paid into the system. I've worked all these years. Why, now I have these medical problems, and why aren't I getting picked up? And so it's just utter frustration because they have no sources of income, most of these people, and so they're relying on family or friends or so forth. I mean, we have lots of Social Security clients who throughout the process wind up losing their homes and are living in cars or living with relatives, and at a certain point even the relatives can't continue to support them. So it's just a level of frustration. That boils back down to the limited resources. I mean, here in Jacksonville, there's 14 judges, there's 7 courtrooms, and there's 14,000 cases currently pending before the judges.
I'm sorry, 14 judges, 14,000 cases just to hear Social Security?
In Jacksonville, yeah.
In Jacksonville?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, tell me again those numbers, if you would.
There's 14 judges in the Jacksonville hearing office. There's 7 courtrooms here in Jacksonville, and then there's 14,000 cases. So that's why, right now it's 19 to 24 months to get a hearing. Whatever they're going to ask you today, they probably already know the answers to, because most of these defense attorneys are on the internet. Insurance companies have computer banks that basically they run the person's Social Security number. They know about accidents they've had, settlements that they've received previously. They go on Facebook, and a lot of people keep their Facebook accounts public. And so a defense attorney knows, they went jogging last week or they were in Disney World or whatever. And, they'll go to a deposition and they'll ask, my client questions with regards to their capabilities or, have they traveled or something since the accident. And the defense attorney, knows the answers. And that is pretty dangerous in today's workers' compensation system because since 2003, there are misrepresentation provisions in the workers' comp statute. And if somebody intentionally gives false statements to a defense attorney, a doctor, an insurance adjuster in an effort to get workers' compensation benefits, then they basically will have their workers' compensation case shut down irrespective of the merits and how badly they're hurt. And in addition to that, it could potentially be a third-degree felony.